I wrote Placing Stones as a result of a couple of major events that happened actually all in one day. I was standing in line to see a family movie with my son and my wife, and I got word on my phone that my father had passed away of terminal cancer. I didn't tell my son that. We went into the film. It was a phenomenal family film, and the theme of the film was about a father and a son, and the relationship between a father and a son. So there I sat in this film, had a wonderful time with my family watching it. We really enjoyed it. And at the end of the film, the producer of the film happens to be someone I know quite well. And I was seething in career envy, absolutely seething in career envy when I saw his name up on the screen. And I thought to myself, here I am in this wonderful relationship with my son and my wife, and thinking about my father. I just saw this film, and I felt envious of what he had achieved. And it occurred to me, what he had achieved was very different than what I had achieved because of the choices we'd made. And so, as a result of sitting in that theater that day, I decided I would either change my life decisions and do different things, or I would be happy with the life decisions I made. And that's what led to a long series of conversations about relationships and about money and about health and fitness and about personal growth. It was all about this very emotional event where my father died and I was in this film with my son and sitting in this film with my son, and this film was all about relationships, and yet I was thinking about career envy, and something was wrong with that. So after a series of conversations with various people going through things that I was going through, I realized that I think a lot of people struggle with what are they going to be successful in, and how can they be successful, worse, in everything. They want to be successful in everything. And at least in the circle I found of people I would speak to, you can't be world-class successful in everything. You have to figure out how to make it all work for you. And that's what Placing Stones is all about. Stones metaphorically represent the time and energy we all have to apply to life. And where we place those stones is likely to be where we end up finding success and happiness. So that very important moment, a moment where my father died, someone I knew had become incredibly successful, and let me explain what the irony of that is. The person who'd become incredibly successful was 100 pounds overweight, had no romantic relationships in his life, had nothing else in his life except his job. I, on the other hand, had some of those other dimensions in my life were more fulfilling. So that's what Placing Stones is all about. It's all about succeeding at whatever you want to succeed in and not regretting the things you didn't put time and energy into. And at the same time, if someone else succeeds in an area where they have put time and energy and you have not, you shouldn't be envious of that. And so I hope that when people read Placing Stones, they can make the connections in their own lives, their own aspirations about what they want to be great in, and the price and the time that it takes to be great in those things, and make conscious, clear decisions. Envy of someone else is largely envying their decisions, where they're placing their stones. And that's really not a positive expense of your energy. It's all about placing your stones deliberately and hopefully living in a way that you're very happy with.